silver ore and golds just a little bit. We've touched on them. This year, they had a committee to revise the silver ore a little bit to make it fit more with the missions that we have today. I think the last time it was revised was about 6 or 7 years ago. One of the things that they added in Category 3 VSCs, if you're doing official vessel examinations, for each official vessel examination, you get 2. It's a two for one deal. I don't know of anybody in this division even qualified to do those, but if we ever get to do that, it's a 2 for one deal. Fishing vessel examinations.
Commercial strip boats. Commercial.
Yeah, shrimp boats, oyster boats.
So that includes
These aren't the same,
OUTVs or
these
just?
are not the.
They're not the six-pack licensed boats
Not
that
those,
take,
just commercial.
these are commercial.
Fishing
The other change, another change they made was when you are a new member and you've taken past the APC exam, they added that over here on the right-hand side underneath quals and specialty course numbers. You can see that it's highlighted up here.
Yep.
And but there's a trick to this. It only counts on the first year. So you get it the first year, and then you give it up after that forever. So when these numbers add up, like when you have a 1 over here and you add all the numbers up and it's 100, if nothing changes at all, and the next year the number's going to be 99 because you're going to lose that. So, and I don't know why that is. Chuck, do they have to qualify in 5 categories now instead of 4?
That's correct, it'll be 5.
Okay, that's the other thing. Down here, if you, well, let me run it on up the flagpole a little bit. If you'll read number 1, blah, 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 must achieve 100% and or more in 4/5. So that 4 is now 5 so that everything matches.
Okay, we just pick whichever one we prefer? Why not?
Not anymore.
Wish.
The new one says 5. I hope the new one says 5. I've got the new one here because it has the APC on it, but it does say up here, silver ore is earned if 5 or more gold or 100. I just can't help but poke fun a little bit every once in a while. I mean, and Lord knows I get it poked at me enough. I make more mistakes than anybody. So that's what you have to do is 5.
5 of anything in the A category. And
These categories, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, in those 9 categories, you have to get,
anything
100%. Okay, now,
Is that really missions, public affairs missions, and not hours?
yes, it's really missions.
So if you have 30 members, you need 1,200 missions.
Where, this is right
Say
here.
40 per member.
I don't remember the qualifier, it would be 40, I don't.
And if you got 50 members, it's 2,000 missions.
No, this is, if you see, this is average hours/missions per member. But this, the multiplier is 1, so it's actually, if you get 40 hours, it's, I don't think it's the, number of Chuck, you were on that committee, do you remember what they changed on that?
Which is that?
Public Affairs Mission, where it says 40 per member.
They haven't changed a single thing other than saying 5 areas in the APC.
Okay, we'll just
That's
put,
all.
I'll just put a number in here. Let's see if this is interactive. Let's see,
Now, we're gonna do another revisit of this thing, pretty quick, so.
I put 40 in there.
It does not change, 40 is. So the 40 stayed the same on.
Yeah.
Affairs and training.
So they want 40 missions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a lot better than 1,600.
yes,
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, nobody could make it.
no.
That's for the flotilla.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's not per member, it's
well, I'll tell you what, let me do this. I'll put this right here. I'll just put 40 in there.
There you go.
You see, that gives you 100%.
100%.
And that gives you one, which you're 100%, so it's 40, 40, 40. If you go up to member training, it looks like that's gonna work the same way, which it does,
And
100.
if you put just 15 members in, instead of 40,
Okay.
are those 40 hardwired right now? There's maybe something wrong.
See, here's what's going on. If you watch these numbers under goals. When I change that member, watch those numbers. Okay, we have 15, I'm gonna put in 25. The goal number changes, except this one doesn't change and that one doesn't change.
So if you got 80 members in your flotilla, you got the same hurdle for member training and public affairs as you do if you have 15 members?
That's right.
Interesting.
That's the way it's been.
Okay.
Okay.
This is a group effort for the whole flotilla, not an
Yeah.
individual.
So, but this is how this is how the Silver Ore works. I don't know how many of you are familiar with this worksheet or what you've seen on it, but and this one down here, the year-end AP plus DQ plus IQ plus AX. If you started off the year with 50 members and you ended the year with 52, then you're gonna get 100%. You only have to increase your, this year-end number. You see your beginning, number, the members on 1 January. Well, this is the members on 31 December.
And the AP is something new this year?
Okay, the AP is a,
No,
No, no, for the
Membership.
members, for the members.
the applicant pending, that's
Applicant
new.
pending.
yeah, that's applicant pending.
They didn't used to be counted.
That-
Yes.
When you initially send a new member paperwork in,
Right.
they're applicant pending.
I understand, but.
APs count now.
Didn't count
They
the
now-
applicant
They
pending.
now count
Yes,
towards silver ore, and they didn't used to.
They do now.
On the
Yeah.
stuff that's per member, yeah.
yes. And that comes off of your Ops data summary page, because they'll have all those numbers up there.
The reasoning for that was since APs can participate in all the programs, and it's taking so long to get their basic security stuff done, they just said APs count.
Because, you know, some people, I knew a person took 2.5 years to get their PSI, returned. You know, and it wasn't their fault. You know, it wasn't the flotilla's fault. Yet the flotilla, and that person was very active in operations and VEs and, you know, so, they've done something to address that. Are there any more questions about this worksheet?
Where are those Uzi awards, is that for gun safety or?
What's that?
Yeah, Uzi award, is that a gun safety award?
C. Newby.
John C.
Okay.
Easy, yeah.
That's the one.
How to best explain? And, there are almost 200 flotillas in, District HCR. And District HCR is the only district in all of the Coast Guard that has the Silver Oar program. Okay? It's nowhere else. So what they've done is they said, we're gonna give people a chance to, excel. If they get 5 of these categories, they're gonna earn the Silver Oar Award. If they, and they're gonna get a little sticker to put on their bell platform. If they earn more points than any other flotilla in the district, they're gonna get the John C. Uzi Award. And the John C. Uzi Award points is basically the points in all categories added up. And I've seen 2 of these, one for about 3 years ago and one for 4 years ago from the same flotilla, and they had over 3,000 points down here on Uzi, as total points. But when I looked at it closer, and there's nothing says that you can't do this too, they had like 1,800 points in program visits, you know. But they had a very active, they had a lot of places they could put out the pamphlets, and they had a lot of people doing it. And they were going by once a week religiously and putting these out. And, the same thing with VEs, they were doing a lot of VEs. So, I mean, those kind of numbers, I'm not saying that that's easy, but the numbers, they all add up. And if you get 1,800 in one category, it doesn't take the other 8 categories, it's not real hard to get to 3,000.
Last year, this award was won,
We won that last year.
last year, this award was won by 612.
Yeah.
So again, Flotilla 612 won this award last year. It's the first time I ever remember Uzi award being won by Division 6, so 612 won it last
And
year.
normally Florida Flotilla. right?
Yeah, usually it's like Division 1 Florida
Yeah.
tends to collect these.
Well, and then the year before that, didn't Montgomery get it awarded to 3 or 4 different flotillas?
No, that was the 9 of 9, the 9 of 9 accomplishments, which they stopped doing. This ribbon right here, the flotilla,
Yeah.
Okay, whatever, okay.
yeah, that was,
Yeah, he got 100% 9 of 9.
yeah, they stopped doing that under the new administration.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that's no longer.
yeah, no, it was on,
But, yeah, the John C. Uzi, it's just a
we have done
total, if I put some numbers in here, let's see, year to date, let's say I put 22, 22, 22, 22.
That's all I need to say control.
I think you put out 0 members in there.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Harry, you got 0 members in it.
At the very
Oh,
top, your starting membership,
oh, okay.
put 20 up there, then you'd have made that go there, put 20.
And if you notice, these numbers added up down here come up to 389.949%. Because this is a percentage number really, but, you know, when you get 100% or 300% or 400% over on this side, this number gets big in a hurry. Which is basically, the year-to-date numbers are gonna be bigger. And one of the other things they added is if every flotilla gets 100%, then the division gets
I know, this is the new one that Chief of Staff sent out.
100%.
Was this sent out to everybody?
The-
I found it on the website, maybe somebody took it off, the old one.
There's so many different things that play into the success of a flotilla. Goals is one of them, leadership,
So this could
the
be sent.
ability of the staff officers to work with the people in their programs, training new people, that it's really to a point where it's important for and we talk about having people shadow the staff officers, but at the same time, if your member training officer is working with your VE and your PV and your IT and your PE officers, and they're training people to become VE and PV and IT, each one of them is learning a little bit about the other one's job. But like your VE officer could very well sit in here by himself and put on a VE program. But if he has the member training officer to assist him, that's better. He has some relief, you can get a little more fellowship. You can see how we put together 5 instructors today for this program. Pat and I could have done it by ourselves, but we couldn't have done it as good as it came out by ourselves. You know, with Mr. Reynolds and his expertise, and Chuck and Frank, you know, everybody knows something that everybody else doesn't. There's always something out there that somebody can put forward that they don't know, that everybody else doesn't know. So, that being said, just try to bring together your people and have them work on that. Have them, don't be afraid to work outside the box or think outside the box. We have manuals that are commandant's instructions, the Auxman, we have specialty course manuals, boat crew manuals. All of these are commandant's instructions. We can't get outside the area of the commandant's instructions. We have to stay inside that box. But still, we can think about different ways of presenting material, of doing things. You know, Frank is talking about, and Chuck was talking about it also. You know, we have leadership issues. We have chain of leadership and management. And one of the stories I heard when they explained it to me was a member of an auxiliary member, and they met at a Coast Guard station, and they were always drinking coffee out of styrofoam cups. And he went home one day, and the next day he was out working in his yard, and he saw his neighbor who was a congressman, and he said, you know, it's terrible. He said, they can't even get these Coast Guard boys down here, you know, mugs to drink their coffee out of. They have to drink out of styrofoam cups. Congressman said, no problem, I'll take care of it. The next thing you know, he's got it in the bill. Long story short, it got passed, it went over here, went over here, went over here. All of a sudden, the commandant's sitting there reading this thing, and said, you know, when we do something for one station, we have to do it for all. So now he's reading this thing, and he said that he's got to buy 15,000 coffee mugs. He said, what in the world is going on?
And they're all $400 a piece.
And the next thing you know is this station down here, they had people come in there and they lost their coffee. They didn't ever get their coffee mugs. They lost their coffee pot, and they never knew what happened. So, you know, on that, I'm gonna entertain questions about anything y'all have, and I don't have any more closing remarks than that. Pat may have some closing remarks, but if you got any questions about anything we've talked about today, now's the time to ask us.
And I know there's more questions.
My head's so full, I'm not sure I can even formulate a question.
But it's gonna, what did I tell you when we first started? It's just, there's so much, there is so much it's just gonna get you started now asking questions, if you hadn't asked them before. And there's still gonna be questions. I still question, okay? When I was even looking through all this stuff to put something together, I still questioned it. I reviewed, it was amazing. I said to Frank, I said, wow, some of this stuff I haven't looked at in a while, and it's like a big review for me. So that was good. It was good putting this together. I enjoyed doing it, and I'm so happy so many of you showed up. I was so worried that, district would take our audience away, but it didn't. Even though you said you saw it before by watching it on the web,